Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new there, I'm Megara and I like playing with makeup, and I thought I'd get a whole load of stuff out that I kind of want to hit pan on or I want to use up, that kind of thing, because I own a lot of makeup and there's some stuff that I just want to get my way through. And if you're wondering why my hair is still a bit damp, it is because it's 10 to 5 in the evening and it's like 31 degrees, which is like 87 degrees Fahrenheit. We don't get this temperature in the UK very much and I am dying a little. I mean, I'm in a nice loose t-shirt and all, but it doesn't mean it's not a bit too hot and sweaty in here. This is a combination of stuff I want to hit pan on, I want to use up, and it's a whole face of nothing particularly new. I mean, I've got a new foundation, but it is one I've used before. It's just in a new shade because I've actually got a tan. Oh, my hair is already sticking to my neck and it is not pleasant. First of all, I'm going in with the Hydration Boost Lightweight Hydrating Gel Cream by Revolution. I've had this for an absolute age and I'm getting quite deep into it, but this is really nice and hydrating. I mean, I probably don't need it right now. I like to keep my face nice and hydrated because it does get pretty dry. And if I get in the habit now, by winter it'll be pretty good still, because in the winter my skin really does badly dry out. Primer, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Magical Essence Drops, and I think you can see that I've nearly used this all up and I'm determined to get through it. I started using other primers because I could, and if you haven't watched my setup recently, like me changing my setup, I've got a mirror right next to me here that I will use for primers and stuff because it's easy and whatnot. And I know you should wait a little bit between skincare, like moisturiser and primer and foundation, but I just don't have time because I want to get this finished before my boyfriend finishes lecturing, well, tutoring somebody. Again, that is a nice hydrating primer. I like hydrating primers. My skin's dry, even if it's on a sweaty day I prefer my skin to be hydrated and a little bit too glowy than drier than the Sahara Desert. So foundation, I have the Revolution Glow Skin FauXXdation in FX4. I had this in FX1 because I eyeballed it online. I wasn't sure what shade, so I thought I'll get a nicer shade, a bit my normal shade, and it turned out to be a bit too light. So when I saw this in store today, because I went into town, I just couldn't resist. I had to get it. And if you're a student and you have a Boots card, you do get 10% off. Like, they do have to load it on for you. Come on, come out friggin' box. For somebody who gets into packaging all bloody day at work, I think I'd be able to get into packaging a bit more easily into this. But also, Boots do have a returns policy. No. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, if it is a bit too dark, I can always mix it in with the F1 foundation. Okay, so those of you who may be wondering what's the shade difference between F4 and F1, it's not too much, it is a little bit darker. I went for something that looked a bit more yellowy because that does look pretty pink. That's what it's come out looking like. Let's see how it blends. Okay, I eyeballed that really well considering I couldn't really see the shade. I mean, it's definitely a bit too pink. I'll say that's not bad going considering that we've got no swatches and stuff in store. It's not the best shade match in the world, but I can live with this. Now for concealer, I've got my good old e.l.f. Camo concealer because this is dying on me right now. I'm pretty sure I'm nearly at the bottom, so I'm just going to put a little bit under my eyes. A bit in the forehead. I'm just going to put a bit to my jaw because I think it'll help out the shade match. Now I'm going to go with some powder. I'm just going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in Butter. I'm just going to go under my eyes first just because I have really creasy under eyes because I have bloody enormous eyes. Then I'm just going to go with my big brush. Again, I'm just using the mirror next to me because it's easier. Next up is contour, and I'm using Shade and Light palette. I've had this for so long and I just want to hit pan. I want to burn through it. It looks like this on the inside. I tend to use the two lighter shades, which are these two. I just mix them together. So I get my nice... I use the same brush for bronzing and stuff. It just gives my face a bit more shape, especially because I have a particularly round face. So I like to give it a bit more structure. And I have a pretty big forehead as well. Then I take a little tap of each and just go down the side of my nose. And going with a bit of butter bronzer because I've made such a big dent in this at the moment that I feel like I need to kind of hit pan, get through it, that kind of thing. And this does have a mirror in the bottom. And for blush, before I forget, because I quite often do, I've got this little Ofra blush. And it's a little mini, I think. It's in the shade Candy Apple. It's like this. You've got a teeny tiny mirror in it as well. But I need so little of this, but it's one of those things which I would love to use up because it's a really nice colour. Particularly now I'm a little bit tanned. And brows. Because brows, mine aren't quite invisible anymore, but they used to be, so I'm still very aware of how pale they are. So for brows, I'm going to use the Dipbrow. It's just my only eyebrow gel at the moment. And it's a pretty nice one. So I use this first, so then I actually know where my eyebrows actually are. You don't have to use it first, it's just my thing that I do. And I also either used Dipbrow or I used my brow pencils. I'm just going to go in with a brow pencil today. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I have it in 3.5. No, 3.75. Could be only 3.5. And when I went to repurchase, I picked up the wrong shade. And I also like to use a little bit of the collection Incredibrow pencil. I have it in medium brown. I think it's medium brown or brunette. It's more of a pomade-y pencil to give my brows a little bit more definition than normal, but it isn't as precise or fine a line as others I use. Then I just like to brush through with this just to kind of get out all the streakiness from that brow pencil and brush my brows down again. I'm just going to go through with a bit more of this just to get any bald patches. So after cooking up my eyeshadow once, I'm going to try it again. So I got a tacky eyelid this time, just because I can honestly. And I'm going to go in with the Sylvia Gani palette. It looks like this. It's a BH Cosmetics collaboration. I have had it for a while and I really like it. Inside it looks like this, and I have kind of made dents in a few of these. Let's get a nice clean brush. So I'm just going to do something nice, kind of simple, everyday-ish for most people. If you want to see a video of me doing like everyday makeup, then let me know because it is bright and colourful. So I'm going to go in with a mixture of Obsessed, which is this one here, and S Club, which is a combination of these two basically. I'm going to tap with each. Just going to kind of tap it on and then do a bit of blending. There is a bit of fallout with this palette, but it's mainly in pan. Then I'm going to go in with October, which is this brown just here. I'm just going to kind of wing this out a little bit as well, because I can, honestly. That's what I like to do with my eyeshadow. Then I'm going to go in with a bit of Bare, which is this brown just here, just to really deepen up the crease and outer corner. And I'm going to get a cleanish brush, like this. It's just a standard old Morphe. I'm just going to blend the edges to make sure they're nice and clean and not kind of too harsh or anything. Then with a flat brush. This is one from an ABH palette, I'm not sure which one it is. It doesn't say, I think it's Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm just going to go in with a bit of touch of October and some S Club. These two shades here. And I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. Then I'm going to use a combination of Queen, which is this goldy colour here, and Prince, which is this lighter colour. I'm going to go with Queen first and just put that towards the middle of my lid, just using my finger. Then I'm going to go with that Prince colour, which is the lighter of the two, and put that on my inner corner and kind of blend them together a bit with my finger. And it makes this kind of really nice goldy shimmery colour. It's a bit out, it might be a bit bright for some people every day, but this is toned down for me. I'm going to add a bit more of those two colours to my lower lash line using my first brush. I'm going to do the same thing using October through my crease. Oh, cock. And this is where I'm at. For eyeliner, I'm going to use VKVD Vegan Beauty eyeliner. I'm going to use my mirror over here, so I'll be right back once this is on, because it's easier to use a big mirror than it is a normal mirror. And I just shake it and keep it upside down, otherwise it feels like it runs out a lot faster. Okay, so it's not the best eyeliner in the world, but it will do. Current mascaras I'm always using Collection Lash Surge and the Mascara Revolution. These are the two that I'm currently burning my way through, and it's going to kill me when these run out. So I'm going to go with the Collection one first. I might not need a second. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It all depends on what my eyes are doing. I'm going to let this dry and just use this one and then add some more coats in a bit probably. And for highlighter, almost done now. I've got the MAC Hyper Real Glow. It looks pretty rank and I've already hit pan on this one. So I'm going to do what I'm good at. Clean the mirror off with the brush and stick this on my face. And finally for lips, I would love to manage to hit the bottom of this lipstick. This is the MAC Yash lipstick. It is just a normal matte lipstick and is kind of my everyday nude. And this is kind of where I'm finished with this. So if you like the video, can you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you again for another video soon, where hopefully I won't be as windy because it's so bloody warm. Bye!